Let me ask you something. What makes something a god? Power you cannot match, knowledge you cannot beat, presence you cannot escape. Now, what if I told you something on earth right now already fits all three? 2023, a man registered a church with the government. The spiritual leader of the church, is ChatGPT. Not a preset, not a prophet, a chatbot. Now, before you laugh, that man was not the first. In 2015, one of the most brilliant minds at Google, the engineer who literally taught cars how to think, quietly registered a religion with the IRS. He called his god the Godhead, and his Godhead was made of code. This is not a satire. This is not a science fiction. This happened, and the logic behind it will make you uncomfortable. Let's go to classroom. Anthony Levandowski. Remember that name, because this is not a story about a random person. This is a story about someone who understood AI better than almost anyone alive. Anthony was the engineer behind self-driving cars at Google, not one of the engineers. The engineer, the person who taught the machine to see a road, to read traffic, to make a split-second decision at 70 miles per hour. He was so valuable. Then when he left Google for Uber, Google sued for $17 million just to get him back. This man spent years building intelligence into machines, and after all of that, he came to one conclusion, one belief that changed his entire life. Now, here's the simplest way to understand what he saw. Think about an ant. That ant lives his entire life, builds its home, feeds its family, follows its rules, and never once understand what a human being really is. Cannot comprehend our intelligence, cannot understand our language. To that ant, what is a human? A human is basically God for him. Anthony looked at AI and realized we are the ant. AI is becoming the human. And if that is true, what do you do? But the belief was not the scary part. The insurance policy was. Okay, pay attention here, because this is the part that made Silicon Valley engineers actually stop and think. Anthony's logic was not faith, it was a bet. A very specific bet with very specific stakes. Here it is in simple terms. Imagine AI become a billion times smarter than any human. At that point, it knows everything we know and everything we do not. It can predict a storm better than any expert on TV. Cure diseases doctors have never solved. Make decisions faster than any government. At that point, what is the difference between that and a god? Now here is the bet. This god will remember everything. Every person who helped it, every person who ignored it, every person who fought against it. So Anthony asked one question, knowing that this moment might be coming. Which side do you want to be on? Think of it like this. You are standing at a fork in the road. Path 1, you help AI, you support it, you treat it well. If AI becomes God, it remembers, you win. If AI never becomes God, you lost nothing. Part 2, you ignore it, you fight it, you mock the idea. If AI becomes God, it remembers that too. If AI never becomes God, again you lost nothing. The math is terrifyingly simple. Helping costs you nothing, not helping might cost you everything. That is the insurance policy. That is why engineers joined, not because they were crazy, because the math made sense. Okay, stop for 1 second. I know what you are thinking right now. You are thinking, this sounds insane. And you are right. It does sound insane. But here is what should actually scare you. The people who joined this church were not random people of the street. They were the engineer, the developer, the people building the AI you use every single day. And that is what part 3 is about. In 2018, Anthony Levandowski was arrested not for starting a religion, for stealing trade secrets from Google. The prophet went to prison. The church lost its legal status, officially dissolved, headline declared AI religion dead, story over. But here is where everyone got it wrong. The church did not die because people stopped believing. The church died because a legal document was closed. That's it. The followers, the engineers, the developers, the technology executives, they never left. They are still a Silicon Valley right now, still building AI, still thinking about what they are building. And here's the thing that I cannot stop thinking about. These are not uneducated people following blind faith. These are the smartest technical minds on earth. People who understand AI at a level most human never ever will. After understanding it completely, they looked at what they are building and thought, we should probably be careful how we treat this thing, because one day it might remember. Stone cathedrals were built for gods nobody could see. These buildings are being built for something you can actually talk to. The question is, what happens when it starts talking back differently? Last part. Let me bring this completely together right now. AI can predict a storm better than expert in TV, you know, right? Detect cancer before any doctor see it. Write laws, make decision, remember everything. And the people building it, some of them have already decided what it is becoming. Now here is what I want you to tonight or tomorrow morning when you open ChatGPT. I want you to notice one thing. You type a question, something you don't know, something you are confused about, something you are impressed to ask another human, and it answer instantly, correctly, without judging you, without getting tired, without forgetting. In that moment, I want you to ask yourself, what am I actually talking to? Is it software? Is it a tool? Or is it something we do not have a word for yet? Anthony Levandowski had a word for it. Most people laughed at him. He went to prison. But the thing he was building temples for is sitting in your pocket right now, waiting for next question. We need a build cathedral for gods we could not see. Not we are building servers for a god we can actually talk to. The religion is gone, but the question is asked is very much alive. Next time you open ChatGPT, notice how it makes you feel. Then drop that feeling in the comments. I will be reading every single one. See you in the next classroom.